Hello. Let's see. Here we go. I think we're live. I'm gonna turn audio up a little bit because we're going to be hearing some of it soon. Okay, I think we're set. Yeah, so up here what we've got is this game that I put together with a bunch of other people for something called Global Game Jam, and it is super jank, but that's all right. One of the big bugs to tackle right now is, so we worked with a couple of musicians and sound designers, and they wanted to implement their audio in something called FMOD. And it turns out that FMOD inside of WebGL, here's what it's supposed to sound like. Hear all that sweet, sweet music? Well, we can do it. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, this is like the game. This is probably way too loud. Here we go. Let's try that. Yeah, good. Anyway, you get the idea. It's a really jamming beat. But what we want to do, it has something to do with the fact that so WebGL is single-threaded, and because of that, it can't load sound in the background. It's like a blocking procedure. So this right here, loading all the sample data, I'm going to uncheck that for now. It's going to do some weird stuff, but and then if I run this again, we go and see that. Does it take long? Nope. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, but basically, if I build this and run it in WebGL, it's going to be silent. So just to verify that it's still broken, because it is, let us throw this into the oven and see if it will not work. So while that's happening, I'm going to pull up FMOD documentation because the guy, I think his name is John, over at FMOD was responding to me in the forums and mentioning some stuff about what I could maybe do. Oh, that built really fast. So I built this mostly on a MacBook laptop. Oh boy, yeah. See, the event wasn't found right there. So that's the big error, is that these events do exist. Like the music you were just hearing is missing. The sound effects aren't, but the music is. So John over at FMOD was saying that has something to do with am I even logged in? Am I exposing information that I'm not supposed to expose? Please don't hack me. Do I have any notifications? It looks like I do. Okay. Here's what John had to say. Basically, we dropped all this stuff in here, and he was like, well, you probably are not loading things correctly. So what we're going to do today is figure out how to do it the way we should. See right there, if I had read this documentation properly during Global Game Jam, I would have noticed this. Okay, async loading. The following platforms require banks to be loaded asynchronously. When loading banks. Oh my god, this is exactly what is happening. I am a silly boy. I was under a lot of time pressure and I just didn't Oh, yeah, didn't get around to looking at this. So, I think what we're gonna want to do is gonna have like a loading scene, fun little loading animations thing, loading audio, and statically linked. Okay. WebGL platform. Uses a loading screen. All banks can be checked, loaded, but only the last bank loaded needs to be checked. Okay. Yeah, see, this part I had read, and this part I just totally missed, which is kind of bad. Yeah, okay. So I might just steal this whole script right here. Okay, so this is a multi-threaded script though, right? We actually do want to block the main thread because this is meant for WebGL. Wow, this is exactly what we need. All right, so I'm literally just gonna grab all this and we are gonna plug it in. So that first little bit of info right there for initialization level. I think we're good. All right, so this project structure is a mess, by the way. It's just an absolute mess. That's what happens during game jams. So many things. So all of our scripts, they're living here inside of project scripts. And honestly, I think I want to make a folder called audio because there's so much audio stuff now. Like the namespace should really be customized. Oh, see, this guy lives inside of audio. It's inconsistent namespace. I don't even know how you're supposed to properly format .NET projects, honestly. Like, theoretically, the namespace path matches the directory path and all this crap, and I don't know. I try to do it semantically. So, like, it's part of a project, it's part of a component of a project, name it that. But I know that's not how you're supposed to do it, so let's call it audio. You can go in there. Also, we're using Git to track all of this. This is actually open source if you want to go look at it. I have to play around with how some of these packages are distributed because we don't have the rights to redistribute some of these things like the volumetric light beam, but it's complicated because I can't So the project is licensed as a Creative Commons non-commercial share-alike thing that you're free to use it and modify it for free as long as you keep releasing it. And in that sense, I think redistributing these assets might fall within the, because we're not selling them on their own, and we're not. But the problem is we're not bundling them with a project. We're providing the source to the project. So I need to review the Unity EULA, and if we're not compliant with that, I'm going to have to private the repository. But another thing I should have figured out before the game jam, but there was just so much to figure out before the game jam. Spent days trying to get a CI/CD pipeline going, and just found out that the Unity Cloud Build images are just broken. It's like classic Unity, but honestly, like, I hate this engine so much. I only use it because artists and sound designers are only comfortable with Unity. And like FMOD doesn't work with Godot, but the couple times I've done projects in Godot, it's just felt so much smoother than this engine. And also, like, Godot runs way better on lower end hardware. Like, this project is really snappy on this computer because it's got a 3070 RTX card, but like on the M1 Mac, like, runs okay, runs really well for a laptop, but it's just, well, anyway, I am distracted. What am I looking for? This is a very slow way of doing this. Audio. Doing some housekeeping. Audio. Also, shout out to Tucker, who did most of the UI, all of the UI coding for this game. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I don't even know what the project, like, this might be because on the Mac I had to switch over to Rider because it was just so slow with the Visual Studio for Mac, which is like Xamarin Studio or something. Okay, let's do this. Of course, Visual Studio runs fine on Windows and you have a high-end CPU, but again, like, I didn't have access to this space or this computer during the game jam. I was out of state, so yeah. All right, let me see. Here we go. Audio, and we're just gonna open all. This one is not properly namespaced. Whoa. Oops. This is also why I hate Visual Studio. Okay. Oh my god. I don't think I'd given them all these permissions before. Lord, that makes me uncomfortable showing all this password shit on stream, but oh, it goes. Did that not work? Did not work. Oh, it needs to be Microsoft. Very stupid. Do what it says. I'm like bleeding all the personal information. Okay, just a moment. Okay, I guess their security stuff changed. I don't know. Oops, I swore. I remember the password. I don't know. think I do. Yes, please stay. I guess it has been so long. I was gone from this place for a hot minute, so this computer, all the sign-ins are like outdated. Okay, here you go. We're back. Just very quickly before we do the FMOD stuff. I'm gonna break some references, but that's okay. Ooh, button. Now that should trigger some compilation errors. Let's see. There we go. Using GGJ 2022 audio in Mac mode. Wait. Okay. Okay. Enemy animation. We have just this one wrapper method that lets you trigger sound effects. Whoa. I'm like not used to Windows now because I was using Mac for so many. We've cleaned up our namespacing a little bit. Make sure it still runs. Boy fix. Okay. This is because of something with onValidate, which maybe I'll debug, maybe I won't. I don't know. It's an editor dependent. It doesn't affect the build. We have this audio folder. Let add a new item, and for now, I forgot to name it. I got to rename it. Gotta call it FMOD preloader. Yes, please rename that. And now we're gonna take all that crap from, what did it look like in our scripting example? Okay, it's the entire file. All right, here we go. And just for reference, let's make sure that we know where this came from. Source. Nice. Rename this boy Reloader Bank. We only have one bank in this project, but it's okay. We can leave this. I don't love that they're using public. If we want to make this consistent with the project, we should use serialized fields around private references, but right, enumerator. Okay. And that lets you load up the scene before. Oh, okay, that's what I needed. This is nice. It's all entirely automated. Beautiful. We don't have to write it. I thought we were gonna have to like go through documentation and write this ourselves. It's gonna be fine. What a beautiful way for them to make our life easy. Yeah, so in terms of like hooking that into the game, we need to make a new scene. We're gonna call it. We have our little custom resources that we can create. New scene. We're gonna call it audio load green. We're gonna head into there. Oh boy. 2D, please. We might be able to borrow a bunch of stuff from Tucker's loading screen. That would be cool. I open a scene additively. Yeah, but I want to do it additively. Add new scene. There we go. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Oof. Why is Unity confusing? Okay, maybe I have to do it here. There, yeah, okay, there it is. Why I can't do that from there, I don't know, but I need to add that in like this. Perfect. All right, we're gonna borrow some crap. Mostly, well, everything actually. We really want is this particle system. That's the part. Now we discard chain. We remove the scene and we don't save anything. Okay, now we could have done a save as for that, but I'm not thinking. We don't want this. We don't need the persistent manager. That's gonna throw an error because that's what plays the music. We do want the background. We do want the particles. UI. We don't need the event system. Magic light, main camera. I'll keep all that. The art. Let's see. Start button. Active. Inactive. Okay. Gonna get some errors. You know, I like it when it's inactive. Let's do that. Everything else, throw out. Including edit panel. So particles. Are you hidden? Is that what's happening here? Something weird is happening here. Audio is loading. Try that. Does that work? Did I lose it? Probably loud. Toggle, that's why. It's loading. In that case, we're just going to pull it straight out of there. We don't actually need menus. Canvas layer. Let us enter this boy. And just see what it looks like, if anything. Nope. That is silly. Call transparent mesh. I wonder why it's invisible. Oh, that's like part of it, probably. Damn. Huh. I think that's why it's missing. Maybe. No. I'm messing. This is why Tucker set this up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Why is it invisible? Can do reset. Did that do anything? No, it didn't. Could it be that we are behind something sensitive? Am I like, no, okay. Oh, no, we are looking at it. That's always confused me about Unity. It's not front view, it's back view, all this stuff. Hi, main camera, what are we calling? Thanks. I'm gonna look for muster. Our boy. And then we're gonna load splash screen without the suffix. Okay. Perfect. It did its job. That will take a little bit more of a moment in, what do you call it? The what do you call it? In the browser? It won't load as fast. What is going on? I don't know what. I guess we're learning about XMesh Pro today. That's fine. Keep the particles. I'm gonna delete this. Just make our own. own little thing right here. And we don't want Liberation Sands, we want art. We do want that, don't we? Materials. Boom, 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 boom. Please let me apply, please. Select. No. No. How do you? This is very silly. I feel like I'm not being informative at all. Okay. Yep. Oh, they're like all the same. Did that work? Oh my lord, it's right here. Okay. Perfect. Thank God. Color gradient. What are we gonna do? He had it set up differently. You know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter. This is fine. All right, let's make it auto size. Hold this up. Whoa. That. And we take the particles, put this back inside. That's not the way to do that, is it? This is fine. Not centered though, is it? Anyway, I can get the anchor. I miss my centered anchors. Oof. Can we drag it at all? How do you modify the anchor? Oh boy. Indeed. Wow. Unity is a. I mean, Godot is also strange with some of their UI stuff, but just not into it. That's better. Okay. Oh, what? We can move it around the anchor? Oh my god. See, I don't do very much 2D stuff in Unity, to be honest, which is a good and a bad thing. Means what I do have to do. Okay. Gonna load instantaneously. Yeah. That's centered enough. It loads in one frame. That's awesome. You know, I'd like to set a timeout minimum timeout. So we actually are going to modify that. So we're going to call it public float minimum loading time. And we're going to make it 1 second. And we're also going to have something called public float loading. You know, this doesn't do private float loading start time, and that's where we're going to cache when everything starts. Do I want a package? I do want a package. Right here. Loading start time. Just set it to time. So the easiest way we're doing timers, you just say boom, like that. And then you just take the current time and compare it to the original. So while time is less than, I'm on a keyboard I'm not used to also. Loading start time plus minimum loading time. So what's going to happen is everything's going to try to load right here. And if that all finishes, we're going to say, well, just in case it hasn't, wait a little longer. Wait a minimum of 1 second. And then load the scene. So that'll look a little different. Perfect. I might even say that we could make it 2 seconds. Maybe 1, and there's just so many splash screen things to deal with. Okay, our particle system right here. Poor guy. Fixes scaling. Oh boy. Jesus. Making bigger, like that. But then instead of scaling vertically, what we need to do, we're gonna pre-warm this boy. Take a look at his emission space. Where do you do that? Shape. Here we go. Emit from a volume. We're gonna make that volume like this. And because it's larger, we're also gonna up number of particles. And the last thing is I want to rule of thirds this. So I'm gonna stick it like right here. Nicely done. I like that. Okay, we're good. Now here's the big test. Did this fix audio inside of WebGL? Find out. Oh, if it did, we can package this up and upload it to itch. Perfect. I love this is going a little slower than before because we changed script assemblies, so they have to recompile all the binary data. But before, I think because it had a cached build from before, that some of the object code didn't have to get redone. I love watching paint dry. We all love watching paint dry. It's almost there. When you see it hit there's like a bytecode file that it'll be making in just a moment, and that's the big one. Once that clears, the game loads. It is an amazing song. Seriously, as Mason Lieberman is wild. Mason is so good at music. You got like 9 people to do live music for this game jam, which blows my mind. And then there's one programmer like, and it's really hard to find programmers. It's just, yeah, it's difficult because the problem I often have is I end up having to support, like the point of a second programmer. Like when I support an artist with technical art, it's fine. They don't know what they're doing. It's okay. But if I'm bringing on a programmer to help me, if I have to spend the jam supporting the programmer, then I can't also be programming, and so then like the whole point of trying to parallelize and distribute work is like lost. And so I often just work faster with programming, at least on my own. With art, so I worked with Paul Barbato this time on art, and for characters and environments and stuff like that. And he's a powerhouse when it comes to churning out really polished visual 2D assets. And so I was helping him get those into the 3D pipeline for characters and environments. And then towards the end, he even like he's a really fantastic self-starter. He basically, I mean, I showed him a little bit, but he taught himself Blender to do levels, which is, he picks it up fast. Okay, let's see. Can I? No, I cannot expand it. Oh well, this incremental build is taking a lot longer than the last build. Unfortunately, not much we can do in the meantime. This is the whole point of this stream. But yeah. I don't. It shows you all my blind spots with the low level stuff, but the difference between mono and IL2, CPP, like interpreted language to C++, I don't actually know. I think they're both ways of getting your C# into bytecode, but it was a big question. So on the MacBook Pro that I was using to do the bulk of development for this game, it would take about 480 seconds, or 10 minutes to do one build, right? No, it's not right. 8 minutes. God. Yeah, 8 minutes for one build. So far we're farther along in half the time, but oh crap. Okay, I have to cancel this. That's stupid. Here's why. Back it out. We forgot to add the open scenes. And here's the deal. We need you to come before the splash screen. So it's going to go audio load screen, splash screen, level. Now we're good. Save project. We do not want a development build. Oh, for now we do. This is try this again. All that work we didn't actually include the new little piece of code because I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum. No, it's fine. Okay, that was weird. Here we go. FMOD. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Flag. And I just need to verify. That was strange. Okay, there's some stuff we gotta work through still, clearly. Let me turn this down slightly. So all I need to verify now is that the second music track plays. Whoa. There we go. No, I call that successful. Nice. Thank you, Mr. Scripting Example. I'm going to bookmark you. And that was indeed the solution. So thanks, bruh. Thank you so much. Adding a sync as loading is exact. Nice. We did it. Thank you, Jeff, who I thought your name was John. We're good. All right, I gotta get this into source control, but I can do that off stream. I'm sorry we didn't learn very much today. We just kind of ripped code from documentation and then ripped assets from the UX artist stuff, but yeah, we did it. We fixed the bug. It's been plaguing me since like January, so fun times. Okay, let's end this podcast. Bye.